Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Up Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back with DC Universe Stargirl. Heidi, I bet you don't know this. Well, actually, you do because you were here. Last time we did this, last time we sat and watched the first part of this two-part episode. Shiv, part one, last week, yes. So when we watched that, I mentioned that there was a little bit of a competition happening in the view count between DC Universe Stargirl and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
We react to both of those shows.
We do.
And I pointed out on the last Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Reaction that we did that you guys are stomping all kinds of booty when it comes to views.
Yeah.
So I pointed that out. The ball's in their court. So we'll see what happens there. But you guys are knocking it out of the park, both in terms of view count and also as far as engagement. You guys are commenting and saying so. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, definitely.
So keep that up for sure. There's no competition between DC and Marvel in the real world, just like there's not in business.
Nope.
And so I just find it interesting to watch those numbers fluctuate and go up and down. We're enjoying both shows. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that DC Marvel competition sort of extends into other avenues as well. Yeah. So we're going to jump into part 2 of Shiv. Heidi, remind me and them, because I've slept since then. My brain is a fog. What happened in part 1 of Shiv?
A lot of things. Actually, I've slept
things.
Slept since then too. But we did find out that Queen Bee Girl is actually
Queen Bee Girl. Yeah,
the Queen Bee Girl.
That's her name.
Forgot her name again. I'm so sorry.
Shiv is her name.
Shiv is her name, but her real name. We're not using our superhero names here.
Right.
I forgot her real name, but we figured out that she was a child of one of the supervillains, and he gave her powers. He was a chemical guy.
She may have killed her mother.
Killed her mother. And this was a part 1, so I think we saw
been through a few stepmothers. We don't know if she's been through them or if her dad's been through them, but there have been several.
Tough to say. I think they said there was 2, so this might be the second one. So
all right,
first one was a false start.
Maybe.
Okay, and then there was something towards the end of this where it was slightly harrowing, but I don't remember.
When they say there were skeletons in their closet, real skeletons. Real closet. So where we left off was Courtney completely forgetting everything that she had learned in the episode before that.
Yes, because
rushing into danger by herself.
Yes, because she's the one more trained.
Not telling Pat where she was going. Following the principal, the fiddler, into the secret passageway that led down into who knows what. Finding her way back out, only to be attacked by Shiv, and having her butt readily handed to her by Shiv. Now, the fight was interrupted.
Yes.
By groundskeeper Willie.
Yes.
And who held his shimmering Samite aloft and.
No, that's a different.
That's a different thing?
That's a different thing. I think he might have a scimitar or something.
Okay. All I know is that some moistened bent lobbing a scimitar at you does not mean that you're capable of being a janitor at a high school. But the point is that he interrupted the fight, stopped that, saved Courtney's life, by the way, pretty much. And then the cosmic staff went and pulled a Lassie.
Yeah.
And got
Pat on the scene.
Got Pat on the scene, and Pat was very disturbed finding Courtney in such shape.
Yes.
We also when we had the little training montage, which showed that Courtney had not really learned anything the week before. Even her teammates, I started to say her co-team. I meant co-stars / teammates, but you know what I mean. Her co-team, her co-mates, her mate stars, her star mates, did not take kindly to her thinking that A, she was above them, and B, that she could just take all the bad guys for herself and not leave any for them.
Yeah.
So there's probably going to be some issues with her and her teammates. There's probably going to be some issues with Pat because she didn't listen.
Yeah.
And, I don't think this is going to do anything to sort of soothe Pat's instinct that they need to go slow.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But this is called Shiv Part 2. We're about to find out more about Shiv. We may find out more about Groundskeeper Willie.
Probably.
We may find out what new pop music I'm going to have to cut out of this reaction because they keep playing stuff that I can't play on YouTube.
But For our Patreon members, you will see me dance along every time.
This is true. It's embarrassing, but you can see it there. We put our full.
I was going to say, if you want to join for no other reason, watch me dance terribly while sitting.
It's not worth it.
It's worth it.
We do put our full reaction on Patreon. It's $5. We only have 2 tiers. One, the $1 tier if you just want to participate in polls and stuff, and then a $5 tier, which gets you everything that we do, basically. Full versions of anything you want to see. And we are going to do some interesting stuff in the future. We're being hush-hush about that right now. We have some other series on the horizon.
Yeah.
We also may do some full-length movie reactions and some things like that. So...
I'm very excited about those. I just, you know, for our Patreon members, we absolutely want to make some of those polls available. So, like, we'll come up with some stuff for you guys there. Thank you.
Now, keep in mind, this is a little bit new. So, for us, as far as these types of reactions, so we're a little bit slow right at this moment getting stuff up on Patreon. I'm going to be uploading a mass of stuff tomorrow, but the first full episodes that we recorded are up and available right now, and the others are going to follow quickly. So yeah, definitely check that out if you're interested in the full reaction. And if not, if you're just joining us here on YouTube and that's good enough for you,
we're glad to
great.
have you.
We're glad to have you. Be sure and hit the thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate it when you do that. But we're not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to dive right back in. Ready?
I'm ready.
Shiv. Part 2. Here we go.
Yes.
Hi, Pat. How's everything?
Everyone's okay, Barbara, but
What is it?
there's been an accident.
He's trying to explain her injuries.
Oh. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, he had to, like, ruin his car for that.
Hey,
Pat.
I called your mom. She's gonna be home later tonight.
What'd you tell her?
I told her we were in a car accident. Scared the hell out of her. But she knows you're gonna be okay.
What happened to you?
I was in a car accident.
I told the hospital it was an accident, too. And if there was an accident, there needed to be a report. In case anybody started asking too many questions, so, I drove the Buick into a light post.
Buick?
Yeah.
You love that car.
Yeah, well, forget about the car, okay? Here's what's gonna happen now. I'm taking you home, and you're gonna get some rest. Tomorrow, I'm gonna find out what I can about Cindy Berman and her family.
I'll rest. I'll get better. I won't go off alone anymore, but please don't tell her, Pat. Not yet. She'll take this away from me.
She might oughta.
I did it. Yeah, probably.
Do or do not?
Is it yes or no question?
That's right.
Let me answer. She's alive.
Carl?
I sent drones to retrieve the body. It was gone. Return home. And do nothing.
Think
until
about
I
what
call
you've
for
done.
you.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And your stepmother better be alive when I get home.
Do not make me remove my hood.
Ooh.
Huh.
Hey, we have no idea what we'd be walking into or who we'd be up against. There's a smarter approach to this.
An eye for an eye is how it works.
Listen,
no.
Rick, I'm mad too. But you just need to sit down and cool off.
Yes. Or what? What are you gonna do? Stare at me?
You hurt so much you want to hurt everyone else. Is that it, Rick?
Truth bomb. Boom.
care about Courtney.
Aw.
About both of you.
Aw.
About everyone in Blue Valley. But we should be trying to figure out who Cindy's parents are before we act.
How do we not know who her parents are? She wasn't like
I
a
think
pie
that's
person.
right, Rick.
But no, but which villains?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what she means.
Hey, Henry.
Hey.
Wow.
Rude. Nice. Sorry you almost died.
Hey, Court. I'm really sorry.
For what? You weren't driving the car.
About what I said at the game.
I get it.
I'm also kind of glad that he's your dad, too, because that makes you my sister, and that's pretty cool.
Aw.
Thanks, little bro.
Elsa?
Do you want to build a snowman?
Okay, so we need to talk.
Cosmic,
Or
are you
I
in
do, I
there?
guess.
I guess it's just listening
Look,
right now.
Look, I know in the past we've had our differences and we haven't
Pat,
always
are you
seen
talking
eye
to
eye
your
on
staff again?
At times, you know, it seemed, well, you didn't even really respect me all that much. And as long as I'm speaking honestly, I felt that you were pretty impulsive and reckless. If it gets to be too much, take her away from the danger instead of towards it.
You may not have given the orders or gotten rich off the soaring stock prices like your superiors, but you didn't blow the whistle. And you could have saved so many lives, including your own. Can you whistle, Mr. Riley?
Are you crazy?
Kind of. Oh, at least we didn't have to watch him shatter.
Let's go.
Mr. Dugan.
You can't be up here. We gotta go. Come on.
Can I help you? I'm a classmate of Cindy's. She invited me over to teach me some cheerleading moves. I really hope to join the squad.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Eventually. I need lessons. Who are you?
Gymnastics
I'm her dad.
coach. No, you're not.
I'm
Stepdad.
adopted.
Well, when I married her mom, I adopted her, my angel. And I thought when I dropped her off today, I'd go ahead and take the opportunity
No,
to introduce
stop.
myself.
Welcome to Me Planet.
I overreacted. And I'm sorry.
I feel she's grown as a person.
What do you do for a living, Pat?
Well, I'm
He's
a
a
mechanic.
doctor.
Which is like a mechanic for people.
Yes.
They call me the car doctor, but
There's a keypad by the basement door.
What was in 1999?
The party.
Oh, okay. Pleasure is all yours.
Sorry. I forgot to mention. I really like your staff, Stargirl.
Yup.
You think after all this time we spent together, I wouldn't recognize you through that stupid mask?
Thank you.
Cindy knows Courtney Stargirl.
No kidding.
what?
Mr. Dugan, I found this.
You found this in there?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
a war criminal.
No kidding.
I know that. I'm starting to think you guys are bad luck. Hey, you can't go around dressed like that. Come on, we gotta get out of here. Let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go.
And if you're going to have a secret door in your bookcase, don't put keyholes on it.
Just saying.
Oh, my dad's into cosplay.
I don't know, does everybody have like a secret room with a display case of their uniforms?
Is my dad Green Arrow?
Green Lantern? Ooh.
Oh.
Well. Trash in a room?
Go soft on me. We're the same, okay? Just like our parents. She wants to kill all my friends. I hate her. I need to kill her. She's too strong. This isn't mean to die, I say. We're meant to be here, doing this together.
Don't blow your stack, man. Oh.
1.
Road rash.
2.
Cindy, where is Cindy? Cindy knows who I am.
Courtney?
She knows about the JSA.
JSA?
No, he's reading my thoughts.
What is she doing to me?
What do I do?
My head's exploding.
Henry, wait!
I have to get away.
I mean, I think that's actually probably accurate.
Run, Henry, run. All right, and that was it for Stargirl episode. What are we on? 7? 8?
I think it's 8.
8. Shiv part 2.
Yeah.
Heidi.
Lots of
thoughts?
super cringy moments in there. Oh my gosh.
Right. Like that dye job?
Well, that's been cringy from day one.
Just teasing.
Yeah, there's. I mean, gotta love a show that doesn't. That's not afraid to be awkward. Like, like super awkward all the way. All of that was very painful, but also like probably real. Like that's like showing us how awkward people can be about new situations is very real. So that was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, as our daughter would say, cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. You know, at the very least, I want to credit those kids for being smart enough to get out of that situation.
Yes, she turned around and went away.
Well, not just her, but for them to not barge in to try to save her, but to think of a stealthier way to do that.
Yeah. So that was
high marks to those kids for that.
For thinking.
Courtney, not so much.
You know.
How hard is it to text again or call again? Like, how much time had passed? It went from being daylight to night.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pat never came home. The kids never called, never answered her text. I mean, what happened? So I don't know. But yeah, it seems like that could have been avoided. Although I'm very curious what's going to happen to Cindy now.
Yeah.
Because her dad doesn't seem too pleased with her.
No, actually, I feel like this is them dropping hints about her changing sides. I really, really do think so.
Maybe.
I'm calling it now. I think she's going to change sides, or at least be a deciding factor in whatever confrontation.
In a fight?
Yeah, whatever confrontation comes up with.
Or it could be Henry. I mean, it could, he's hearing both of them, wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah,
I mean, Cindy's the one he knows, but
now he knows that he didn't know everything there was to know.
Right,
so
but he knows his dad's a douche nozzle.
Yeah, this is true. But, if in the past he thought he could trust her, he knows that he can't now.
Right.
So that may not be a thing. So trying to, okay.
Well, I mean, he seemed to have no interest in trusting Courtney anyway.
That too. Yeah.
Closed the door on her at the hospital. So that was pretty funny.
That's hilarious. That was really funny.
I want to acknowledge just what a good guy Pat is to wreck his car that he loves for Courtney, for a kid who gives him a lot of grief. I think Courtney knows that he loves her and that they're family now and everything, but that's a big step to wreck his car for her sake, just to have a cover story for her nonsense last episode.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that she seemed to, for all the recklessness of running to Cindy's house there at the end, at least there seemed to be some appreciation for what Pat sacrificed for her and that kind of thing. So I like the building of the relationships that are happening.
Yeah.
I don't want to see there be a thorn in the marriage between Pat and the mom.
I think
because of Courtney's stuff.
I think that'll get figured out as the season progresses.
But, and I get, as, having been a kid at one point, I get where Courtney's coming from of not wanting her mom to stop her from doing that stuff. But at the same time, she's asking Pat to lie or to keep secrets from his wife. And That's not cool, man. So, yeah, that needs to get sorted out sooner rather than later. A little disappointed that the staff gave in so quickly to Pat and the others are in trouble. Like, I mean, can she just say that, or does the staff intuit what's real and what isn't? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
They're in trouble. They're out of ice cream.
Right. I don't know how that works. But yeah, definitely curious to see what happens with Cindy after this, and curious to see, what happens with Henry after this, and how the team responds to all of this nonsense. They're kind of out in the open. I mean, it's not a leap for Cindy to figure out who her friends are. She's seen them together. They literally bumped into her last episode. Yeah. So I don't think that'll take too much brain power.
No. I think this episode actually has felt like the shortest episode I've seen, and I've looked at the timestamp several times, and it's the same length. So they really picked up the pace with this. I thought that was really interesting too. Yeah. I'm kind of questioning Henry's powers, just kind of how is it that right at this point in time they started popping up? Like, when he's probably been at least body-wise, mind-wise, mature enough that maybe it would have started at some point. Like, why now?
Maybe the power is some sort of finite source, and with his dad out, he can tap it.
Maybe.
But when his dad was awake and doing his thing, he couldn't tap it.
That actually makes a lot of sense. So, and with everything else in this particular series, it seems like a lot is dependent on objects, so that could be part of it.
I have to say, as someone who read the Jeff Johns JSA run, that I do like this sense of generational, story and continuity between these characters, parents and children, and passing of the torch and that kind of thing. I do like that. I don't think all of it works. Some of the elements are hit and miss for me. I'm enjoying the show.
Oh yeah,
in the general sense. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens next every time. So don't take that as me being down the show. But I mean, some things are more hit than miss, and some things are more miss than hit. But so far, it's been pretty solid, I would say, and refreshing to me coming out of watching the CW shows. I know the show is re-airing on the CW, and season 2 will be moving to the CW, which was news that dropped this week.
Oh, yeah, I was actually going to mention that at the beginning of the video, so that's actually, we're excited about that too.
But a very different feel from this show as opposed to those other CW shows. So
for sure, 100%.
So I like the feel of this, and I like you said, the pacing. This episode was pretty good. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where they go. Yeah. And we'll be back to see that next episode next week, just like we always are. If you like this content, though, be sure and let us know by hitting that thumbs up. It really helps us keep track of who's watching and paying attention and liking this, and it helps us decide what we want to do after this as well, or if we want to come back for season 2 of Stargirl. The more thumbs up, the more eyes we get on these reactions, the better. We don't make any money from doing this. No. That's not us trying to get you to feel sorry for us. It's just a fact. Yeah. We just do this because we enjoy doing it. We're reacting to BBC's Class. We only have 5 or 6, 7, 8 views on that every time we do it. We're still doing it because we love doing it. So we're not making any money from this deal right now, but we do appreciate every single one of you that watches. So as we watch those little subscriber numbers tick up, we're enjoying every single one. So we actually mean that. We appreciate it. And we love talking to you guys in the comments, so don't forget to do that as well. Curious what your thoughts are about this episode.
Definitely let us know in the comments below. We're definitely in and wanting to see more of this. So tell us what you think.
What do you see happening to Cindy when she has to face her dad next? What do you think is going to happen with Henry? What's his arc going to be for the season? Is he ultimately going to be a good guy, or is he going to side with his dad and all the people on the injustice side of things? I feel like we're getting some good character development now.
Definitely.
And as we said, when we first started reacting to this, that sometimes it takes a show a while, halfway through the first year, maybe the whole first year,
to really get
to find its legs and figure out where it is, and have the writing staff running on all cylinders and the actors running on all cylinders. I'm loving Luke Wilson as Pat.
Yeah, he's great.
Not even just the funny awkward stuff, but just the dad, the caring, compassionate, trying to do what's best in a very genuine, like I buy that genuine sort of side of him.
I do.
So I think he's really good in this role, and I'm really liking all of the casting decisions so far. We teased a little bit early on about her just pulling names out of the yearbook or giving all of her friends costumes, and that's still a little bit iffy to me. But as far as those characters themselves, I'm enjoying kind of figuring out how they fit together and how they interact together and that kind of thing. So it was cool seeing Beth kind of take the lead with the ideas, even if it was a little awkward in its execution.
Oh, for sure.
And really cool to see Yolanda and Rick kind of on the outside planning how to get her out of there and working together as a team to make that happen.
Yeah.
Rick with the catch and Yolanda with the snatch
Throw.
and grab. So all of that good. So we'll be back next week to watch the next episode with you, hopefully. And that's really it.
That's it.
Until next time, folks.
Bye.
Bye.